Yo, 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 it's the mayor. The mayor coming at you, man, with a thought. This is my last show. It said, treat thy brother as I treat thyself. And I was like saying to myself, what happened to that? And as I take a trip down memory lane forward, my life, my truth, and what I saw, and what I deciphered from what I seen, and still see today to a degree. It's easier. I come from an era where you built bonds from interactions and engagements in the physical, for spending time with people, physical time with people, to now you get along with a person or get along with a person through social media, whether it's interest or, it's easier to paint a picture or illusion of this and that, and people are more interested in that 10-second illusion or that snippet. They say he who control images control mind. So that picture of a person doing well or doing this or doing that or saying this or saying that, I got off, I jump on and off the Blue app because, if I got 2,000-3,000 friends, that's not counting the ones I haven't friended. I know 2,000-3,000 people. I know 2,000 of them plus personally. And I just got tired of seeing people sit and say stuff that sounded good, but I know that what you spewing out your mouth, that ain't what you living by. How you talk is not how you are. It's a facade, and before all the social media, you couldn't be a pretender. You couldn't be a fake breaker. You couldn't, when they came out, started using the slang word finessing. There wasn't no finesse in the game because you go get called out on it. Your word was everything. And not only was your word everything, came behind that, your body of action was everything. But now people don't want to get to know each other. People don't want to spend time with each other. People don't want to spend a lot of time with you. Everything is quick. A person, just say a friendship, a person will destroy a 20, 30-year relationship to go be around a person they've known for 10 days. They'll turn their back on a 20-year relationship to go be around somebody that they don't know, that look like, got the look and the facade to be around them 20 minutes. They ignore you, act like they don't even know you. And you done been there majority of all their life for a long time. And that won't count for nothing. Because they want to be seen. Everybody want to be seen. But they don't want you to look at them too long. Because if you look at them too long, you're going to see a flaw. So that's why the social media game, in my eyes, I just hit a bump. I'm sorry, y'all. But that's why the social media, in my eyes, is so prevalent. Because it's so easy to hide your flaws. And like I said, I come from a time where people embrace you. So when they're embracing you, they embrace you with your flaws. That means somebody could come say, hey, such a this, such a, I already know. They couldn't turn nobody against you because they knew, oh man, such a drink a lot, such a do. I already know that. That's who my partner is. That's what my partner do. But it's so funny. Like I said, it's so funny now that people take that and they run with it. They say, myth travels quicker than truth. That's a fact. And reason being is the truth don't need an audience. A lie need an audience to stay alive. So it didn't got to the point to where they said they even taking negative news, and they said negative news is good news. If ain't nobody hating on you, you ain't doing your job. Man, come on. Who turned that into a positive thing when it don't supposed to be a certain thing? It's hate. We supposed to be together. And I said together. We supposed to be together. We supposed to be as a unit, as one. But if you doing more than I'm doing, I don't like that. I don't like you. So it's just funny. It's just funny how it is, and just how people are. You know what I'm saying? It just, and I just, like I said, sit back. Do that through the '80s. Like I said, growing up as a young man, I'm gonna say myself, I looked forward, to being a husband, to being a father. You know what I'm saying? That was how it's supposed to go. Come from a young man, grow up, start your own family, get married, start your own family, or however it go, and you supposed to just thrive in that. That was the ultimate accomplish. Start as a young man, do well, meet you a nice, woman, young lady, and thrive in life. That's your life is set. Everything is in place. But now everything is for the moment. For the moment. Don't nobody want that the long term. They don't even want a video to be long. If it ain't got an antic to it, or if it ain't messy, they don't even want to look at that. Just for example, say this, I'd be surprised if this video get 100 views, because I ain't talking about no mess. But I am gonna say this. For all y'all Insta people, noodle babies, you can get everything quick. You can get everything quick. You can get everything quick. But you still using time. And time waits on no one. So I'd rather be a person that sit back and they say, well, he had a long stretch, rather than to be somebody say he had a long stretch and he's still the same. He hasn't been here, in the wrong way, than to be a person that said in that same amount of time that he's been sitting there and doing this thing and it's consistent, that jumped around and got a bunch of, mouths on them or bodies on them. You know what I'm saying? The people that I know that know me, I can go around with them without a word. And that's how I live. I can go around anywhere in my city without a word. I can go to any state without a word, because I know how to carry myself to where I'm not a follower. I'm not a trend follower. I'm a trend setter. And then I ain't above and I ain't ashamed to salute what's like me or better than me. When you have that confidence in yourself to know that, to know your worth, can't nobody around you, a person can't come around me that got more than me and make me feel this big. They can't. It ain't gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. So, and all in all, I just wanted to say, just like I said, what happened to treat thy brother as treat thyself? What happened to togetherness? People just say, man, that's my buddy, man, we like this. Shh, ain't no more than that. That means tied together back in the day. Now that means the cross. He the cross, it's different. Sayings has changed. So, it just was food for thought, man. I can't get with this new word. I can't get jiggy with it. Like my big homie Unique said, you know, flip flop wearing in public. Now y'all, now these guys walking around the fruit, you know, the Fruity Loops boxers on with the skinny jeans, have their butt hanging out, and colorful boxers, and that's what I meant to say, colorful boxers and all that, man. And they don't know real, man, that I know, man, they gonna be a set color, and it ain't gonna be no bright one. You gonna see no dude, you ain't gonna see me with no fluorescent yellow, man, nah, come on now, cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it. I ain't gonna even wear them in the house. You know, so it's like, it's very few from my era, or from the era I cut from, is even fewer. So I always pay homage. But to hit you with a little game, I'd rather be somebody that when I'm spoke upon, they it's gonna always be said he's still the same. He ain't never changed. Than be a person that every time that you spoke upon, they, man, it depends on where he this way, he that way, he this way. I ain't finna change. That's too much work. That's too much work, and it ain't genuine. If I change, if I'm cool with you on this end of the block, when you come to this end of the block, I'm gonna be the same way with you. Unless you done showed me something I don't need to partake in. Point blank period. Point blank period. Point blank period. I'd rather say the same than to keep changing. You know, I ain't with putting on all these different costumes, man. Who am I pleasing? Who am I trying to impress? If I ain't good within myself, then I can never be good with anybody else. And that's from the mill, man. I'm out of here.